This is a Kmart production, brought to you by Dudzik Chiropractic and MJB Electric.
Listener's discretion is advised. Sawbills Podcast.
Welcome to Za Bills Podcast. If this is your first time, we discuss the Bills games while we review two different Buffalo pizzas. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Welcome to the big show.
All right, folks. Welcome back to, I guess it could be an After Dark or a new segment called Breakfast with Za Bills. We are going to be releasing every other week interviews with Bills backers from across the nation and the world. We don't have the guy from international set up quite yet, but we're working on that. And
Across the Atlantic?
Yeah, across the
right.
pond. Across the pond.
Right. You got North America blanketed with
we
Za Bills.
Oh, we
requests.
solicited a lot of people.
A lot of them. We did.
Some did not think unsolicited, but we put a little disclaimer down there to unsubscribe if you wish to be no longer.
I'm very proud of how
involved.
many returns we received from our little podcast.
Were you, Sean? You were the one who came up with this, or at least you just gave us last week? You told us that your wife actually came up with this idea.
Correct. She's a genius. She's the brains of the family.
So should she replace you?
Absolutely. I try to encourage her every single week. I'm like, honey, it's great therapy. It's great therapy. Get out, pizza, guys talk. It's really.
You know what? Let's do one better. Let's really try to figure out a podcast night where the ladies can do it.
Absolutely. Off season, try anything.
Yeah, they can bring down their wine and cheese or whatever they eat. You know,
right?
Whatever they
cheese and wine. Yeah, yeah, whatever goes with the wine. Okay, so last week we talked about some big Bills moves, some other big news around the NFL. Tonight, we're going to have a little fun. We're going to start a new segment. It's not sponsored by anybody yet, so if anybody wants to take that up, please feel free. This is going to be Herb's Corner. Herb, how you feeling?
No one should sponsor this, I'll say. I should say that, yeah.
I was going to say, if this is a breakfast episode, man, you're waking
then they're
up.
signing up for a lot of questions.
Well, truth be told, this is not being recorded at breakfast. The interviews were at breakfast time.
Correct.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You know, when you got some free time, Herb, we can do these kind of things.
All right. Yeah.
You know, because all we do is just podcasts. For a living. You know, all that money coming in from being the #1 podcast in Tonawanda between Eggert Road and Niagara Falls Boulevard.
That's
That
impressive.
reviews two pizzas and talks about the Bills.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay, so I'm going to go first with Herb and ask Herb's Corner. Well, you know, if you guys got, ideas about what we should call this segment where we ask Herb deep questions and get his thoughts.
Blacking out with Herb.
Yeah, something like that. You know, shoot us an email if you want to talk to us. Oh, what are you drinking, Herb? What is that?
New York beer.
Any beer.
A New York beer.
New York beer. Okay. Is that made by a New York beer? Who brews that?
Industrial Arts, apparently.
Anybody?
Hippies.
Wegmans.
Okay.
It's not very hippie-ish. It's very...
How does it taste?
Yeah, it's very basic.
Is it like
Very
a light? Is it a
basic.
light beer?
It's a very...
Oh, it's a lager.
yeah, it's a lager.
A lager.
It's an avant-garde.
Does anybody know what the
It's
definition of
avant-garde, yeah.
a lager is? What classifies as a lager?
Light beer, I guess.
Mike?
Mike Brendan.
I don't know.
Mike,
Seems like something
Mike
you would
Brendan.
know.
Mike
Sounds like a
Brendan.
German word
no.
meaning
Beer.
beer.
We have homework.
I think Pilsner is usually lighter. I think.
Yeah.
Don't
Pilsner's
know.
more of a...
Don't know.
Pilsner and lager are the
Because they
light
say that
ones.
like a Budweiser is
Stouts
a
are the
Pilsner,
dark.
Yeah.
I mean, as you all
but
know,
like a Sam Adams is a lager. Like I think a lager's a little heavier,
it's like
a little darker.
a little heavier, but it's not anything crazy. It's not
Right.
like a stout or anything like that.
yeah, I can't help you on the beer. I'm a bourbon aficionado.
S'mores whiskey guy.
Yeah, we're trying the s'mores again from last week. We're giving it a give a go again. Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. I'm just, you know what, folks? I'm not a bourbon guy. I'll just admit it right now.
What's your
I'm just-
go-to, Kyle? What do you like? What hits you right?
I do. Okay. I found a new drink that I do like. I've been going out to a Mexican joint with my wife lately. Taquito Lindo. Shout out to them. Funny little side story about that place. We went one night for trivia, and the owner brother graduated with my wife, and the bartender had a brother that also graduated with my wife. And we were talking, and the bartender is a gigantic Bills fan. He has a car completely wrapped in Bills stuff. I guess he knows Del Reed, because apparently his daughter or his brother's daughter or son was dating Del's daughter for a little while. And he's got a Bills jersey over every one of his seats in his car. And I think he has Pancho Villa. What's his?
Pancho Villa.
Pancho Villa on each back quarter panel. And we were talking, and long story short, we might be doing a podcast live from the restaurant.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Free tacos?
Yeah. I don't know about that. We haven't worked out that contract yet.
free
But that-
margaritas.
So they have a drink there called La Flama, which is a spicy margarita. I think
I'd be
that is my new go-to.
Oh, yeah.
A Flama Blanco.
Spicy margaritas, I think, is my
Shout out
jam.
Eastbound
All
and
right.
Down.
Yep. So one night when my wife's not picking up kids from all over the county for me so I can have fun with my buddies, drinking bourbon, eating pizza.
There's nothing wrong with a spicy margarita.
I love them. I think we're going to have to do that one night. I think we're going to have to do that. Delicious. Sean, are you a margarita guy?
Nah, not really.
What's your...
You know what? It's a sweet drink, right?
Yeah.
Once in a while. Yeah,
Sweet.
once in a while.
Yeah.
There's really no.
I mean, compared to like a bourbon, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. No gasoline.
The sweeter the better.
No
you can't
gasoline
make it just
there.
like coffee. You can't make a sweeter drink, and I'll take it. Like,
Do you
I-
like
I-
spicy things?
Yeah, it's so.
It's not that spicy unless you actually
If you
eat
do a
the
spicy
jalapeno.
yeah.
That
I
was
did.
my
It was
question: is how
Yeah.
how spicy is
It's
it?
not.
Is it
Unless you
Even
eat
the
the
spicy
jalapenos.
ones aren't that spicy.
No, they're
I'd
not.
say.
No.
White Russians, mudslides.
Oh,
That's
I
kind
like
of
a
what
White
I
Russian.
do.
Sure.
I do the dude's drink.
I'm surprised we don't have that before we go to bed here.
Yeah. That's what I do.
Do you like the buttery nipples?
They're okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they're good.
in the drink too?
Lemon drops, buttery nipples.
Before we move on, you guys mentioned Pancho Villa. I was fortunate to meet him prior
Oh,
to
Oh,
his
that's
passing.
awesome.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. Yeah.
Yeah, just like how you said you met Thurman Thomas last week.
Yeah, last night, but I didn't get a picture with Thurman. I got a funny story about Thurman though. I used to many moons ago. I worked for a baby store. Actually, a guy right around the corner here owned it, and there were 3 guys that all owned the stores. There's several of them. One of them was married to Thurman's sister. So we have our annual Christmas party, and Thurman Thomas is there. And it was at Payne's Restaurant in North Tonawanda. The room was as big as this studio that we're in, and Thurman sat in the corner. And I'm only going to tell you this joke because it is an inappropriate joke. But I'm only going to tell you this joke because it came from Thurman's family. Thurman sitting in the corner in this dark room with his wood paneling behind him, and his brother-in-law yells across the room, "Thurman, smile so I can see you." And Thurman got a big kick out of it. It was a big joke. But a real nice guy. He kind of stayed to himself, you know. Nice guy, though.
Did everyone pester him all night?
No, because this is a small business.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was all family, and then us, but we just stayed away from it.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
Yeah.
So is Thurman one of the 120?
He came out of the 120, but who knows? I mean, he knows Pagula. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So who knows? But that's where he came out of. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Probably had some pappy there.
Probably did.
Sean,
Yeah.
do you like daiquiris?
Oh, love strawberry daiquiris. Oh yeah, I can do those too.
So what's your go-to?
I don't. Like I said, if it's celebration, we'll
Okay,
do,
so
I mean-
what are your 2 nights a year that you actually drink?
bike and booze.
Okay, so what would you prefer on a bike and booze?
The milkshake drinks, but they're a struggle because
Milkshake drinks.
You're really heavy.
You like the smoothies?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If it's got alcohol, that's a bonus. But you know what's a milkshake drink? Chocolate with a little drizzle.
So frozen margarita or frozen daiquiris
I'm
you love?
pretty sure you guys have finally concluded that I'm really a child in a grown man's body. I mean, that's what it
Yep,
comes down
yep,
to.
yep. We finally 27 episodes
If
in, we
it's
finally figured it out.
30, 40% sugar, it's mine. I'll drink it. If it's anything less than that, forget about it.
See, the problem that Sean has with the milkshake drinks is that they bring all the boys to the yard. So
Exactly. I got to hold them up. So, it's one of those things. But yeah, that's what it is. You can't
That's
drink that
too
stuff.
funny.
That's way too alcoholic for you.
Okay, so before we get to the Breakfast with Bills, we're going to do Herb's Corner, and I'm going to go first. Set the tone. Herb, are you ready for your first question?
Is that it?
Actually, you know what?
Is that
I'm
the
gonna-
question?
No, it's not the first question. Give me a break. All right, so someone from the group sent a text to me. I'll do their question, and then I'll go first.
The fuck do they want?
Easy, okay?
Good start.
Good start. Okay. His question is, you know what? We'll give him a shout
You're
out.
going to tell them who it is?
Yeah, Corey M from Gasport wants to know.
I don't know if he's ever met Corey.
Probably not.
I hate Gasport.
He might too. I don't know. What is the craziest thing that you've been a part of during a tailgate?
That's
a good question.
All right, that's a really good question. Craziest thing I've been a part of during a
I guess
tailgate.
the craziest thing that you've
man.
been a part of that you can remember.
I'm gonna add to this one. Sorry, Corey. I'm gonna butt in here. It could be you've experienced
Yes,
or you.
you-
No,
Usual.
this is not
Yeah.
your question.
Okay.
It is what it is from
disregard
Corey.
Kyle and Corey.
No.
I
Don't
want
listen to him.
home run.
All right.
Stephanie,
It doesn't
come get your
have to be
husband.
you.
Put
It
a
can be-
put a shot collar on him.
I definitely have one in mind.
Okay.
I
This
don't
is
know if this is
explicit.
podcast
This is
appropriate.
explicit. Don't worry.
We,
Don't worry.
We have
Our
the
guy.
preface before.
Don't worry. We have an interview
So-
coming up that has a very graphic story from
It's
a tailgate.
So
Oh, that's
yeah,
super graphic,
I was not a part of the actual contest, but I will talk about it. So it was at a Bills game. It was It was during the drought era. I was probably just out of high school. It was one of the first Monday night primetime type games we got. I think it was either look them up. They were the terrible Browns Monday night game at home or the terrible Cowboys Monday night game at home. Both just
they're terrible.
heartbreakingly terrible.
Gut wrenching.
And
Great
they were like the
games, but
first,
gut-wrenching.
they were like the first primetime games we had gotten. I had family coming to visit the tailgate, so that right there was a problem. I was happy to have them, but I'm like, okay, just be ready because you don't know what's going to happen. So I have a couple cousins coming to visit our tailgate, and right at that time, a few of my friends were engaged in what we called back then was a get hard contest, where a group of us would stand around in a circle.
Okay, stop.
No, I want to hear this. I want to hear this through.
I want to
I
hear
want to
it.
hear this.
Oh, there goes our sponsorship.
And the contest was whoever could get hard the quickest wins. I think, or maybe loses. I don't remember. But
How did you verify who was hard?
it was kind of on an honor system. You just kind of just did what you had to do in your pants, and you just whoever wins.
Can I just say how grateful I am that Dell's not here this week?
Or that your daughter's not calling in?
I warned them it wasn't podcast appropriate. And right there, my cousin who was an adult, like a grown woman, comes up to our our tailgate and I'm just
Was she the
don't
judge?
look over at what that is. Just please don't look at that.
So who won?
Good question.
Good follow-up question.
Brandon, stop encouraging him.
Good follow-up.
That's the thing is somebody definitely won. I think we had 4 contestants and somebody won.
What were the rules? Were there
I
any
think
rules?
you just got to get hard, and if you win,
Pocket-
if you
pocket
get
pools
hard
allowed
quicker
or
than
what?
the others, you win.
Encouraged, I would
What?
think.
Pocket pools encouraged, allowed, or is this all just mental
You
stimulation?
can't have any help. You gotta use. This was before the wide use of cell phones too.
So this is before ass luges and all that kind of stuff?
yeah, no, you're just doing what you do. You got to visualize an attack.
So no pocket pool
No,
allowed.
it was just yourself, if I understand it. You have to use what God gave you.
Yeah, you can't. No, there's no help. You can't have somebody else to help.
No,
you.
not someone else. Yourself.
Use your own.
Your
What
own
do you mean?
stuff.
Wait, what's pocket?
He wants you
pool?
to use your own hand.
Can you find
You
it?
gotta use
yourself?
your own hand.
Pocket pool in your own pockets in your pants. Pocket pool.
Yeah.
Were
That's
you allowed to
allowed or no?
masturbate?
Oh, well, yeah, that's the whole thing. That's what they were doing. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought it was who could
No,
dream-
no,
Visualize?
they were literally doing that.
Okay, so my question is going to be a great follow up to that story. Herb, what's your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
Stop.
Seriously, I got that written down on my phone. I had this question prepared like a week ago.
I don't know. Like, what do they got? So I like the Thin Mints.
Okay,
Samoas are decent. I don't know if they're
yeah.
allowed to be called that anymore. I don't remember.
they're called Caramel Delights.
Caramel Delights. Those are solid. But I'll probably go with the Thin Mints.
Okay.
I could eat a sleeve of Thin Mints in seconds.
I don't like mint type stuff, so my go tos are the Caramel Delights, and then in the last couple of years they brought out the lemonades. I think that's what they're called, right?
What
I
are
think
they?
so. Yeah.
The lemonades. It's the shortbread cookie, and on the bottom it's got lemonade frosting.
It's shit.
It's. Oh, I don't know. Well, folks, I was going to say that was one of my favorite, but I guess I was wrong.
Nothing
Were the
beats
AIDS-
the peanut butter patty.
Those are good. Those are
peanut butter
good.
patty.
I
is
second
the
that
best
one.
one.
Yeah, me
Oh
too.
yeah, no, that's
Actually,
I like those the best.
Keebler makes a very close comparison to it.
So does Aldi.
Yeah.
If you go to Aldi,
Or Dollar
yeah, I've
General.
seen the
Dollar
amazing-
General.
the brownish
amazing
package, yeah.
knockoff Girl Scout
It's
cookies
totally
at
knocked
Aldi.
off.
I think Dollar General does too.
You know, my
Lemonade,
girls,
or no, peanuts.
the Thin Mints, and my girls put them in the freezer.
Oh,
That's good, too.
Yeah, that's the way to
I
do
think
it.
you put all of them in the freezer.
Yeah.
Except for the Caramel Delights. Or as Herb says, Samoas.
The peanut ones are the best. I forgot about those ones.
They came out with French toast ones too. They're okay.
Yeah.
A little strong on the French.
All the new ones aren't very good.
Yeah.
You got to go tried and true, I think.
I hope my wife doesn't buy any this year. I don't need them in my house. They don't last too long. There's not enough in the carton.
there's not.
Yeah,
and then you finish a
oh,
cart. You finish the carton, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm a slob. I ate all these.
Yeah,
And
there's
there's
like
only 10
10
in there.
cookies.
There's
in
like
one
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not even that many. It's
I
not
tried to
even that
keep
many
myself
calories.
to 2 a day.
Yeah.
Boxes.
So they were gone. No, cookies. Oh, there was a day I probably did eat that many. Okay, so that was me for now. And we're just going to keep it brief. One question a person. Who's got one ready?
I got one ready to go, Herb. Herb,
Okay.
true or false?
How are you going to get a good answer out of that?
The greatest Buffalo Sabre experience in the last 50 years is the Mayday goal.
Man,
Give me the Herb experience. What's the greatest Buffalo Sabre experience you have ever had that can top the Mayday goal? And I'm going to call bullshit immediately.
Oh, because you got one better than what he's going to pick?
Not at all.
no, he's got Mayday in mind,
Oh,
which is fair. I was pretty damn young for Mayday, but
It's played at every Sabres game.
I mean, yeah, the best ones for me at least were the what was it, the 04-05 season, or was it 03-04?
when they won the President's Cup?
05-06.
506, I think.
President's Cup?
Yeah, I mean the Pominville goal against Ottawa was about as good as it gets. Trying to think of other specific goals like that.
That was your question specifically? What goal?
Well, no.
Or
Sabres
moment.
moment. I want
Sabres
Sabres
moment. Oh, what
The
about
now,
some?
the
What
now
about
do
some
you believe
Hasek
Pominville
saves?
goal? I mean, Hasek was just fucking man. Which Hasek save would be like?
Do you know
the
he was?
most-
I was watching hockey the other day, and they ranked him like number 2 goalie all time.
Yeah, as they should.
yeah.
He was
that's
he
fair.
Number
was a
2.
god.
I thought he was number 1 in my eyes.
Yeah.
Who was
Who
number one?
rated above him?
Brodeur?
Patrick Waugh.
Waugh. That's what I was going to say. Waugh or Brodeur, I bet.
No,
I
Waugh
think
was
Hasek
never
was
as
better.
dominant.
Yeah,
no.
but Waugh had 4 cups. I mean, with 2 different
Yeah.
franchises.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but nobody had a peak like Hasek, and it's just that's just like, how do we not win a cup with that guy on our team?
Did he get one with Detroit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No goal. So,
Typical
so I'm
Buffalo.
kind of stepping on his toes a little bit here about the Sabres
No, this
moment.
is generating conversation.
The whole no goal thing gets me upset every. The other day at the
1999.
bar,
I remember watching
somebody
that.
asked me about
Was
no
watching
goal,
it.
and it got me all fired up. I was yelling. It was
Yeah.
Was that
ridiculous.
the 1-year-old's birthday party at the bar?
That was the 4-year-old's birthday party.
Oh, last week. Okay, last
So
week.
1-year-olds, I behaved myself.
Yeah, last week. Yeah.
I had a JFK moment.
No goal has to be right there for it's
not
worst
good
moment,
moments, but it's a
yeah.
moment. Yeah.
That's got to be the base.
I was there, JFK moment, where you're doing like you're on the front lines investigating. I was working for the town of Tonawanda, and I won't say his name. They're not allowed to put him on the TV anymore, but he was the goal official. And my manager, because I was still in high school, goes, I was just attended. He goes, I want you to go down to this facility, and I want you to talk to the goal judge, the Buffalo Sabres goal judge, the next day, and find out why that was a good goal. And there I was, walking down to this facility where he was there, working in another town building, and I said, lay it on me. Why did you call that a good goal? And he laid it right out for me. It was as if I was talking to the guy who shot this Gruber film for JFK. And he's like, this is a good goal. It was poorly publicized, but the league changed the rules right there and then to start the playoffs that if it did not interfere with the actual goaltender, if their foot was in the crease, it could count. It's on the NHL, but that was legally a good goal.
Bullshit.
All
Bullshit
three,
is right.
all three, the Dallas, the Buffalo, and the NFL judge, they had three of them, all agreed it was a good goal.
That's pretty good that the NFL had one there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
what the fuck does he have to do
I'm
with it?
sorry. I had a little bit of the bourbon there. The NHL officials. So to this day, I know Sabres fans can say what they want. I've been burned with foot in the crease too a couple years before, but that's the legitimate reason why it was called a good goal and why you don't see the NHL push back. They're like, no, it's a good goal. We didn't make a mistake. That's exactly how it should have been
They're
called.
full of shit.
I thought that they changed the rule after.
No.
The no goal.
Going into the playoffs, that rule was modified so that if it did not interfere with the goaltender, it could stand. They just never announced it. It was never. There's no internet. There was no Twitter or anything like that. So it wasn't a big thing, and we were so accustomed to that rule. But I was talking the next day. It was like the craziest thing in the world to the guy who made that call in the Stanley Cup in Buffalo. Wow. It was one of the coolest fan experiences I've ever had. Not that I cared. I'm still a Bruins fan, but you know.
I will tell you that I do agree with you that Mayday to me is the biggest because I remember. I mean, I was just in high school and I remember where I was and who I was actually at a euchre party of all things at a house in Toronto with a.
You play euchre?
I do. With a
Oh boy.
the house full of Toronto Maple Leafs fans with one other Sabres fan, and we were losing our mind, and they all just stared. I was like, get the hell out of here. But a very close second for me, and this is kind of personally for me because I was at the game, was the Game 7 against Ottawa where Derek Plant scored in overtime. We were losing that game in the third period, and I said, it's not over, it's not over. Then we tied it, and then we won. That building literally shook. I could feel the building moving. You know what I mean? Am I boring you, Kyle?
No.
Sorry.
No.
Stealing herbs.
I don't sleep until 10, so I'm getting tired.
See, and I'm still a little tired right now. So,
yeah.
11 would have been good.
Was that Connolly a game winner?
No, Plant. I think Plant tied it and won it. He definitely won it.
yeah.
Plant definitely won it, but I think he tied it and won.
I think he tied it too.
Yeah.
So, besides Mike, Dennis, and I, who amongst you other three knows how to play euchre?
I do.
Oh, boy. Zabils euchre. Oh, boy.
Oh, by the way, great Sabres moment was when that whole brawl where they beat the shit out of all the Senators after they hit Drury. That was an all-time moment right there.
Is that acceptable, Sean?
Peter's fighting what the goalie Ray Emery. Although Emery kind of won that fight.
Yeah. Well, and Emery is like a boxer.
He was.
Yeah, the coach, R.I.P.
He loved
He
that
died.
shit.
He did pass away.
The coaches wanted to fight each other.
Emery did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A while ago.
Oh.
About maybe 7-8 years ago.
Well, because he went after, was it Biran at
Yeah.
the time?
Yeah,
And then
he
Peter
kind of beat up
scooped in
Biran,
there,
yeah.
and
I was on my honeymoon in Florida, and hockey is still nothing in Florida, and that was all over ESPN.
They're doing pretty good right now.
Right. Yeah, not important. And I had met Andrew Peters, I want to say maybe a decade ago, and I had asked him about that. And I said, tell me about that fight. And he said the thing that stood out to him the most was that he was waiting for an Ottawa Senator to jump on his back. He had one eye on Emery. He was waiting to get blindsided by someone who was going to come in and bail out the goaltender, and he was stunned. No one ever did.
So
No
where
one
did you
ever
meet
jumped
him?
in. He came. He was doing kind of like not a public service. Somebody knew somebody who brought him in to talk to the kids at the previous school I worked at, and it was not a hockey environment school, and it didn't go over that well. but it was cool to meet him because it was during Movember and I had a handlebar mustache, and it was a cool experience. Somewhere on my old flip phone, I have a picture of him.
You should
and I
get that on the podcast,
Right.
on the page.
Yeah.
See you in a handlebar.
Right. It's ugly as hell, but yeah, he came to our school, talked to the kids, and try to give them how to change your life around, because look what I did. But it was a cool experience to hear him talk about that.
Yeah. Herb, at least he didn't ask you a fucking Bruins question.
I did.
The Mayday was against the Bruins.
Oh,
Shit.
he probably
Andy Moog
scored
was
on
asshole,
Andy
right?
Moog. Yeah, was it Andy Moog?
It was Andy Moog.
Yes.
Ray Borg.
Speaking of Andy Moog,
Fuck yeah.
we found that nice little drawing that you made.
I was very impressed with Sean's drawing skills. I don't know
Yeah,
if you want to
right?
share that on the Facebook page.
I might put that on there.
but
when
that
when they
was
lose.
incredible
It was.
artwork.
Yeah, it was like
as
20
much as I
20
want to
years-
hate on it,
20,
'cause-
30 years ago.
And I will. I mean, I do hate it because he was a fucking Bruins fan as an early kid.
Guy was born a Bruins fan. What a
Why?
bastard. I don't know. He's weird. He eats like a kid and likes the Bruins. I don't know.
Yeah.
I will say this. Growing up, I lived in Albany area, so Sabres games were not easily viewed on television, but we got a lot of Bruins games. And, if you want to watch decent hockey at the time, it was Ray Bork, Adam Oates, Cam Neely. I mean, they had some players. Yeah. They had some good players. So,
Who's got a question for Herb next?
who's
Yeah,
next?
some good
I
players for
can
sure.
go. I mean, I have one. What is the Bills game that you were drunkest at? Was it like a famous Bills game or just like a...
What are you asking him for? He doesn't remember.
I guess if somebody told him.
Dennis, you got a follow-up question instead? Got a
No,
backup?
I'd probably say it was probably during the drought, I would guess. I've never been formally kicked out. Well, okay, so I was technically kicked out of when we were in Miami a couple years ago. And it was great stuff. My friend got videos of it.
Double secret probation?
The guy in our section, I guess people were throwing bottle caps around, unbeknownst to me. So I'm walking up and I'm stumbling up the stairs.
As Herb would
And the
do.
Bills were kicking the Dolphins' asses in that game, and it was awesome. And we had been tailgating all day in 95-degree heat.
Ooh.
So I'm stumbling up the stairs, high-fiving people and, hugging people and can't even... But then, I see a bottle cap, you'll see on the video, and I threw the bottle cap across at somebody, and the guy immediately kicks me out. But I just ran away, and I ran to the next section and put my jersey on inside out, and they never found me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some high-tech security we have
Tips
Yeah.
from Herb on how
there. Just flip your shit inside out and you're
Yeah.
saying you're
Bugs
invisible.
Bunny.
Exactly.
Oh
and,
my
and
God.
I'm like, and my friends were telling me the story the next day, and obviously I didn't remember it, but it was really cool. I'm like, wow, that was really quick thinking on my part at that time.
You were hot. You were good on your feet.
Herb was
Yeah.
impressed with Herb.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, wow,
Wow. Pat yourself on the back there, bud.
I did.
All right.
awesome.
Mike or Brennan, what's your random question?
Mine's kind of serious. It's not as funny, I guess. Should I not ask?
No, go
Go
ahead.
for it.
Any,
Go
it's
for
ask
it.
Herb anything.
So we talked about the new stadium coming. You're a season ticket holder.
Oh.
what are you going to do if they push a heavy PSL on you?
Yeah, no, I've been wondering about this, and that I did see that Facebook thing. Like they got 60,000 seats and 60,000.
I heard it's going to be a battle royale.
Yeah, like I don't know how that works. The
I mean,
math
do they
doesn't
just
check
price
out.
out people?
They're going to
They
seniority.
just say, "Hey, you got to give us $25,000, or you can't have your."
I heard
Yeah,
it's less than
no,
that.
I'll see what I can afford, but like that math doesn't work because if they have 60,000 seats and 65,000 season ticket holders, that doesn't work.
No, it
Yeah.
does not.
I just
It-
can't see
if
everybody
I-
paying the
If
money.
my
That's
sources
it.
are correct.
That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
So base, did you get the letter?
I didn't get a letter. I'm probably not important enough.
Oh, yeah. So a friend of mine is a season ticket holder also. Got a letter, like a pre-letter of estimation of what this tickets are going to cost at the new place.
I didn't get that
Okay,
letter.
he's got 2 seats. I want to say they're in the what do they call the one in the rock pile?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's in that one end. 2 tickets. PSL was $14,000,
Oh my god.
Wow.
and his ticket price went up like
Each or total?
total $14,000 for the season.
7,000 a seat.
Yeah, for the season, and then his ticket prices went up several $100s per ticket per game.
Yeah.
That I can see.
So let me ask you this, right? So we all have friends that have season tickets. Some of them can't always attend games. Hey,
Yeah.
Mike, I can't go tonight. Hey, do you want my tickets? Here, take them. Who the hell is going to do that now when you're into a PSL for $14,000 or $15,000,
Yeah.
depending upon how good your seats are? And if your tickets are $500 to $600 a piece,
Yeah.
you ain't getting tickets anymore from friends.
Is a PSL a one-time thing, or
Yes.
is that every year?
No, wow.
I think
don't-
it's
I
a
thought that was a
one-time.
one-time thing.
probably. I hope so.
But even so, that one-time thing is going to price a lot of people
Oh
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a difference between paying it once and paying it every single
Right,
year.
but I think the whole point is to you. I think the numbers you said were 60,000 seats and 65,000 season ticket holders.
Something like that. I don't know exactly.
I mean,
but
you
yeah.
can very, very easily chop 10,000 people off the top that that aren't going to be able to pay the PSL, let alone the extra couple hundred a seat. So
I'll probably be one of those 10,000, but like, I mean, that, that's a huge investment, but like, this is not the right, they don't know the crowd they're speaking to here.
I think they're going more. I think they're shooting after the
Listen,
corporate crowd.
which really
These are
sucks.
not Bills fans that are just going to be like, yeah, I could throw $7,000 down the drain right now.
Right.
Herb, here's a follow-up question to that. If you get, well, let's put it this way: if the Bills fire you, are you still going to tailgate?
As a season ticket. I mean, I've tailgated and not gone into games for sure. It's
Wait
fun.
a minute. You've gone down there, tailgate, and not going to the fucking game?
I am.
Yeah, I've
Really?
done that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Huh?
You go
It's
down
fun.
there. In fact, the one
I don't think I would do that.
the one season opener, the home opener, I went down there. Kelly and I went down there, and I told her, I said, I'll drive home. So she's partying it up and drinking. We're about to, the game's going to start, so we're going to head home to watch the game. Someone gave us tickets. They're like, oh, we heard you didn't have seats. We have 2 extra. Here you go. Halftime, we had to leave because she was passed out. She was Herb.
Wow.
It was like 90 degrees. So, but yeah, we've done it. We go down there just to have fun. It's a good experience to tailgate. If you get the right tailgate,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Right.
you, apparently you can stand around in a circle jerk if you go to the right one. So
Literally, yeah.
That is true. That is
Yeah,
true.
I went to one. Yeah, like I haven't done it too many times, but like the one game was we were playing the Texans a couple years ago. Bills ended up winning like 40-3
in the rain.
pouring rain. Yeah,
You
and
didn't go in for that one?
we were at the tailgate. We had tickets, but we're like, fuck this. We went to the Deuce and watched the game, and it was way better.
So you drive all the way down there.
Yeah,
Get hammered.
And we had
Drive
somebody who
all the way
wasn't
back to
drinking
go
in our
to-
car. It was
that's
like,
very
it's
responsible.
like,
of
yeah,
you.
that sounds great.
Very
Yeah.
responsible.
Yeah.
Were they the winner or the loser of the circle jerk?
That's
they have
your
to-
that's
that
your
was-
prize.
That
You
was
have to be
banned
the DD.
eventually in our
They
tailgate,
had to
and I don't
drive-
remember why. I think some people eventually just quit the tailgate.
No shit. Really?
Yeah, I wonder
Yeah.
why.
They were done getting boners?
Well, they couldn't get the boners.
The loser had to drive
Yeah.
home with a boner?
Nobody wanted to be pivot anymore. So
I want to
they-
be very clear. I never competed in one of those contests.
You were just an observer? What's worse?
No, I didn't even observe.
He was
You
shielding.
clearly did. You knew what happened.
Shielding.
I knew
fans
what was
away from
happening, and there was a big buzz about it. It was fun.
Was
You
this,
could hear it all over the parking lot.
was this in the private lot or a Bills lot?
No, this was.
Is this the lot that,
not in a Bills lot?
Okay, is this one of those
You wouldn't
lots
do that
that's-
in a Bills lot. The Bills lots were way too classy for that crew.
So did you hire or did you come across a female judge for this contest?
Females, as if females would show their face at our tag.
Oh, that's sad. That's sad. That's too bad. That would have made the story a little.
Yeah.
You had a female
No.
judge come around and
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Inspect the wood.
Would have been nice, but no, they wouldn't come within. They were legally
No.
they couldn't come within 50 feet of our tailgate.
No, because all of you
You
were
were
in
near
a
the
circle.
What were you near that school over on Wyndham? All right, Mike. I think you're last.
I'm actually not going to ask my question. I'm going to give mine up to someone who wrote in on the Bills hotline from Peter Griffin, and he wanted to know.
Oh, he's a good guy.
Herb,
Okay.
what grinds your gears?
What grinds my gears?
Oh, great question.
Shit.
Great question.
Boner parties at the Bill Stadium.
No, the fact that they're not happening anymore.
That's kind of Fuck.
You know,
I don't know.
hold on. Before you answer that, well, I'll give you a chance to think. I don't know.
right,
I'm
let's
sure
get
your
it.
brain can think about two different things. Imagine if you upgraded your contest to like slipping dudes Viagra in their drinks.
Kyle, stop.
And seeing who lasts the longest.
Or
Who
who's
still
a-
got it by the end of the game?
No, that or who's affected the quickest.
What was Dell's line? I was not made aware that we'd be talking about this.
Yeah.
That'd have been so much worse. Who can get rid
Oh,
of it?
by the way,
quickest?
Dell, if you're listening to this, thank you so much for coming in. We really, really, really appreciate it.
Go to
And be thankful you're not here today.
right.
You know what pisses me off is that mayo is a default condiment on subs in party events. You know, you buy a 6-foot sub.
Where
and
are you
they
buying
just
6-foot
slap-
subs?
They just slop some mayo on it, the entire sub, like as if everyone wants mayo on their sub. I don't want mayo on my fucking sub.
What,
That grinds my gears.
what do you want on your sub?
Nothing.
Mustard? Dry?
I like lettuce and tomato and cheese.
He wants to be the master.
No,
commander of
like-
the sub.
Like if I get so if I like the other day, my son and I went to shout out to Maybach's. Love Maybach's. I got a half a turkey bacon sub. I get mayo and mustard.
I have no problems with you doing that. But my problem is if I get a fucking party sub from Wegmans or something, or, you know, Tops maybe, and they just slop it on there, mayo and mustard, like everyone wants that. I don't want that.
Okay, so if you're getting the party tray from Wegmans, they give you the condiments on the side.
Well, okay, so Wegmans learned to do that, but this was growing up. This was all I was dealing this for decades.
Oh, so you're traumatized since a kid.
yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you, who made the 6-foot sub? I've always wanted to be at a party that had the one giant 6-foot
Subway
sub.
does a 6-foot sub.
Oh, fuck them.
I wish you could find one uncut. How awesome would that be?
You got to go with the
Do the
pickup.
Homer Simpson.
We got to get
Yeah,
we got to bring
that'd
the
be
pickup
cool.
truck to deliver it to a party. You know what we should do? Someone should take this challenge on. We should find a place that'll make a 6-foot sub, and we should have it at a podcast.
With no mayo.
Right across this table.
We're a
They'll
lot of
probably
big
slap
guys.
mayo on
I
it.
don't know if we can
guarantee
finish
they
that.
will.
And if they don't, we're gonna slap some fucking mayo on it.
So from the guys from your tailgate. So
Good feeling gone.
so Herb, how many times have you had this party sub? I'm amazed. I'm fascinated with those party subs.
I've been involved in a lot of party subs, and like
the
9
one
times out
giant
of
sub
10,
or the sub trays.
sub tray. Maybe it's a sub tray. Maybe it's a party sub. I couldn't tell you. But a lot of times, there's mayo slopped on it. It's a default mayo setting, and then nobody wants that. I mean, some people do, but if they want mayo on it, let them put mayo on it.
No, I understand because if it's a hot day, that mayo could go bad. Mayo
Yeah.
also make the bread on the bottom or top wherever they
The
put
bread's
it
soggy.
Yep,
the bread's
yep,
soggy.
Yep.
The fucking sub stinks after an hour and a half.
Yeah. What's your go-to condiment though?
Jalapenos. Does that count?
Nope.
Yeah, sure.
Nope. That is
That's a
not
topping.
condiment.
It's a topping. It's a topping, but I do like jalapenos.
Yeah. No, I don't
Are
like
we talking?
condiments.
Do you mean banana peppers or you mean jalapenos?
Jalapenos.
Okay. All right.
I'll do. I love banana peppers too.
the banana
But
pepper rings.
yeah, I don't like really many condiments.
Spicy mustard.
Ooh.
All right.
Are you a Weber's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll allow it, but I'm not gonna.
So
do it.
Herb, Herb, you like mayo,
No, I hate mayo.
mustard, ketchup?
I hate them both.
I gotta ask.
Hold
what,
on,
What do you have on your hot dog then? Do you have that
Pickles.
thing- Just
Just
pickles.
pickles.
Yeah.
Relish or pickles?
Dill pickles.
Dill.
Okay.
Not relish.
I could do hot sauce.
Okay.
So, like, if you went to Ted's, what are you getting on your footlong?
Pickles.
And hot sauce? And their hot sauce or no? I
I'll
love
do
their,
my own.
I love
I'll
their
throw
hot
some
sauce.
Franks
too.
on. I'll slap some Franks onto it.
So you go to Ted's and you have a bottle of Frank's in your pocket.
I put that shit on everything.
yeah.
Do you really bring a bottle with you?
No, but I should. That's actually a good idea.
Ted's,
Just
everything.
straight pickles then.
Yeah.
Just everything.
I'm not a
Yeah.
pickle guy, but I do like everything. Yeah, the onion, the hot sauce.
Yeah. No, I mean some people do, and that's fine. But I just don't like it as a default. If I'm sharing a sub, or Honestly, they should start doing hot dogs that are like 6 feet long. That would be cool.
A party wiener.
Yeah.
You get a whole circle of
Only
them.
at the Bills games, though, right?
I
It's
just
like a Lady in the Tramp thing. You just
6
start
foot
at
hot
either
dog.
end.
Really
Just,
cool. Yeah.
I just want to acknowledge that my question was what grinds your gears, and you could have literally talked about anything in the world. For you to be so passionate about your hatred of mayo, I have a new respect for your.
So let me ask you this, because I know several people that hate all white condiments. Are you that guy?
I hate all white condiments.
No ranch, no blue cheese, no.
There is
sour,
one exception.
sour cream,
Yeah.
jalapenos,
Stop.
Mexican food.
I will. What's that one? The Greek yogurt one.
Tzatziki.
I will. I'm open to tzatziki, but that's it. I'm not even like into tzatziki. I'll like give me a little tzatziki on the side or something.
He just said it 3 different ways.
I'll do a little tzatziki.
What about? Okay, so have you eaten at Rachel's before?
Who's that?
The Mediterranean place on the boulevard next to McDonald's and Delta Sonic.
No. Her eating at Rachel's.
Thank you.
Well, how about what about Natalie's on Millersport?
I don't know her either.
Okay, so you aren't a Mediterranean guy.
Oh, I like Mediterranean grills.
Okay.
But I like.
Grills or girls? We need to sort this out.
Only for 2 dates, though. Remember.
I like a great Greek salad.
Where do you get it?
I make my own.
Oh, okay.
It's a homemade.
What do you put in it?
Oh, here we go. I'll do it all, man. I'll do fucking chicken,
Mayo.
Tzatziki,
lettuce, cheese. You know,
feta.
Yeah, feta. Or well, no, I'm more of a goat cheese guy.
I do like goat cheese.
What are those? The olives,
Kalamata,
Kalamata olives.
the purple ones, right?
Yeah, I like those beans.
What beans?
I'm a chichi bean guy. Yeah.
What's the chichi bean?
Garbanzo beans.
Garbanzo.
Oh, those beans.
Chickpeas.
That too.
Okay.
Yep.
Hummus.
Lettuce.
You have hummus guy?
I'm a big hummus guy.
I love hummus.
Like hummus?
Lettuce, cukes. Yeah. Oh, I go hard with my salad.
Oh, yeah, we know.
So you've never been to Rachel's, Natalie's, Shawarma City? None of those for the Greek, huh?
I've been to Shawarma City.
Oh, do tell. I'm some of
Which
us.
one's that? Where's that?
That's the one
Long
on the
Meadow.
boulevard between like Sheridan
Oh
and
yeah,
Miller,
Shawarma
and Main Street.
City
next
has
to Chinamax.
Yeah, by Hurl
elite,
Harbor.
elite hummus.
Elite hummus.
Yes.
Wow. Sean, did you know that?
I did not. I just found out what shawarma was, so I mean, I don't
Oh.
smoke.
This
meat.
is definitely not in your repertoire.
No.
This is out of your league.
Elite hummus.
Elite hummus.
And I'm a big fan of
Baklava?
what are those?
Oh
balls?
yeah, that's really good.
Oh, the
yes.
like they're made out of chickpeas.
Falafel.
Falafel. yeah.
Falafels are great.
Yeah.
Big falafels.
There's like where Blaze Pizza is in the
Oh
near,
yeah,
Target
my,
Plaza.
Chi-Chi.
my falafel bar. Whatever
yeah.
it's called.
There's a place in there that's kind of cool.
It's average.
Yeah. Average,
I think it's a chain.
probably. Herb, what's your thoughts on a 4-way stop intersection or these rotaries that keep popping up? What's your thoughts on that?
Define what a rotary is to me, just in
You
case.
talking a circle?
Circle.
Traffic circle.
Traffic
Oh, those things stink.
So you'd rather a 4-way stop?
Figure it out with the 4-way.
Okay.
I'll say that. You just got to figure it out. It's a people thing.
I agree.
I got to tell you, those ones on Parker, I drive
suck.
straight over them.
With a truck?
Yep.
Easily.
Listen,
Drive
Yeah.
straight
They're
through.
designed to be
Piss
drove
me
over.
off.
I was coming home last night, and I came through from the other end. What's on the other?
Decatur?
Well, yeah, but wait.
Englewood.
whatever. Thank you. I was coming from Englewood home, and I was at the second circle, and luckily I was continuing down Parker. The dude coming at me went straight over it. If I would have kept going, because I had the right of way, I was on the circle, I would have been done. Yep, and he just right over
Was
the middle
this
of it.
was this past Sparky or before Sparky?
Past Sparky coming towards Sheridan.
Okay.
The second one, yeah.
Those things grind my gears because those things. Like, why did they do that?
Well, they know you're going to go over them. There's like no.
There's no
height to
bear.
'em.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Especially
You should drive
go
straight
over
over it. I'm like,
Especially that second one.
Did the town of Tonawanda Highway Department put those in or somebody else? Because if they did, they
that-
cheaped out on materials.
No, that's all by design. I have had conversations with the town about this one. Everything is by design for you to go over it. Like, if
Why?
you can't make that circle, it alleviates you from doing the whole stop sign thing.
No.
And
Why they make
speeding.
it? Why they make it so you can drive? It's intended to be driven right over.
Because of how narrow it is. It's not like the one in front of
yeah,
Lincoln
yeah.
Because a
Arena.
traffic circle isn't supposed to be there.
No. Like, the other two you can make an argument for, but the one that's right there by Harrison is a total waste,
Yeah.
except for you don't have to stop for anything. But, yeah, I with my little car, drive over that thing. Like, you don't have to have a truck.
Yeah, because
drive over it.
my big boy truck is.
Oh, my God. Your big boy truck ate that circle. I mean,
Well, no, it goes over just fine. I'm just talking about if I was going to go through the rotary,
You can't
how
do
it's
it.
designed. It's
can't
very
do it.
it's tight, kind of tight.
I got a question for all the truck owners. Are there multiple truck owners here?
2.
Yep.
Soon to be 3.
Oh
Do you
yeah,
guys,
I'm going back. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a buyer's market, isn't it?
Not quite. So I'm biding my time. I'm thinking May.
It's got to be soon.
It-
The buyer market's got to be flipping here.
I can tell you what I've. It's not really podcast material, but I can tell you what I've been dealing with for the past 6 weeks.
Okay.
We're almost there. We're almost there.
Okay. What do you want to know?
do you guys have truck balls?
No truck nuts for me.
No.
Nope. I think that's the stupidest thing.
No.
Truck nuts, Mike.
I do not. I drive a Blazer, so I don't have truck nuts.
Are you going to buy one with truck nuts?
No, and let me
You
tell
add
you.
the truck nuts yourself.
Yeah, no, I don't need truck nuts. I don't need to prove anything. My wife is hot. Anyway, I will tell you that Kyle does not need truck nuts because that truck, every single time he starts it up,
Wakes up the neighborhood.
my wife goes, "Kyle's leaving."
Hey, if you've noticed, I've been leaving a little bit later than I used to.
She said that. She's noticed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I get to
I
sleep
sleep
in
like a
today.
damn log. I don't hear you at all. She's like, "Kyle left at this time today."
Is she up already though?
Nope.
It's in my driveway too.
I don't hear it. I'm fine.
Think
Maybe
about
I'll
your
be in a
next door
store.
neighbors.
I'm surprised they haven't said anything to me yet. Well, a neighbor 2 doors down was talking one time with somebody else, and they're like, so 2 doors down, she thought next door had a bad muffler on his car.
He did for a while.
Oh,
he did.
Oh, he did.
100% he did. Yeah.
Oh, because she's like, oh my God, he's got something with his car, and I'm like, that's my truck.
The black sedan.
Yeah.
It definitely did. 100%.
Oh, okay.
Because you weren't around when it happened. But
Okay, all right.
or at night, I'll be in the basement in the man cave, and Kelly will text me, "Do you hear Kyle now?" I'm like, "Nope,
God.
I don't hear anything."
She's got a 411 on my
She
exhaust.
does.
Oh my God, I might have to get that fixed. Okay.
So what's
the
the
identity
point
of the truck.
nuts? Do they do anything for the car?
No performance added at all.
No performance.
No
enhancement.
horsepowers are gained when you put a set of truck nuts on there.
So I was driving down the boulevard one day. I had my stepdaughter in the car with me, and we're pulling up near Bank of America at the light. There's this truck up on a lift kit, and he's got those hanging from his hitch, and he's got a big sticker across the back window, and all it said is compensating. I pulled up.
Well, at least he knows.
I'm like, "Nice, dude." He's like, "Thank you."
I've seen more and more trucks saying compensating or random shit on there.
I thought you were going to say
Lately.
it said I eat ass.
Oh my God.
I've seen a bunch of those.
What is up with those?
People are just more adventurous these days.
Fucking morons.
I don't
Pull
enjoy
into
pink
your,
eye.
Herb, what do you think about
company with
that?
Or your mother-in-law's house.
Yeah, no shit. What do you think about that, Herb? People that put I eat ass on their windows.
I eat ass.
Yeah.
Well,
what do you think
before
of those decals?
before he answers this question, I just want to remind you of the circle jerk conversation that we had.
Yeah, but
They put I eat ass on their bumper
Back-
sticker.
Yeah, like
it's
a
like a bump,
decal
it's
or
a
a bumper
back window
sticker,
sticker or something that says I eat ass. It's kind of trashy, isn't it?
I'd say probably yeah, but I don't think you really need to put that. Like, I don't see why you need to put that.
I mean, the other question is though, is she hot or?
Yeah, but like you're advertising. I guess you're getting your name out there. So I mean, I guess I could see that. If you're a single guy, like, I respect that.
Here's another controversial question for you, Herb. Should the drinking age be 21?
No, it should be 18.
What reason?
It used to be.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why they changed it, and it should have been 18. But they shouldn't be allowed to drive cars until they're at least 21. I know that's kind of racist, but
Who's they?
anyone.
So you should be able to drink at 18, but you shouldn't be able to drive till 21?
Oh wait, no. You shouldn't be able to drive drunk till you're 21.
You can't drive drunk at any age.
Well, there goes Mad for our sponsor. Oh, my God.
There should be a drunk driving test. You should be able to, you should be able to have a few beers and then tell them like if you're competent.
Well, I believe you're allowed to be up to .06 or so, right? .07's
I
about.
think it's 8, I think.
Yeah, but if it's 8, then you're DWAI,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So like .07's about as much as you can be. I have a,
So like an 18-year-old can only drive if they have any alcohol in their system.
no tolerance.
Yeah, there's no tolerance when you're from 16 to 21.
That's smart.
They should be allowed to take a test to determine their competence of up to .08.
So you're saying get them drunk in front of
Until
like
they
an
turn-
official, and then like
And then
okay,
test 'em.
pencil and pen.
Yeah, yeah,
Herb,
they're
you-
good. Yeah,
You have how many kids? Just one?
yeah.
How old is your son?
He's
your son?
14.
14. Okay, so he's getting there. You have to understand the maturity level or lack thereof
Yeah.
of these kids that are 17, 18. Well, I say that with this table. I mean, well, you're pretty mature. The rest of you guys, I don't know.
Sean.
But my point is that I've had some drinks with my kids, when they're home and safe and they're not driving, they're not mature about it.
Yeah.
So I don't care if you're 18, 19, even a 21-year-old in some cases, they don't know when to say when. I say that sitting next to you because you and I don't know when to say when.
We're not
Brendan.
going far.
Well,
But, yeah.
I could tell you what, man. I had a night that I'm surprised I even made it home alive.
Yeah.
I don't remember half
Those
the
are
dri-
good points.
and I wasn't even that far away from my house. I hope my mom's not listening to this, but
Was that your stag?
no, God no,
Okay.
God no.
There's no way you drove home with that one.
Who
We carried you home like a Roman.
Somebody,
soldier. Our shield.
they loaded me up in somebody's car, and then they carried me up to my room,
Yep.
and then I remember a buddy Corey was pitching a tent in the backyard to sleep in.
Whoa.
Yeah, not
what
your
was he
tent,
doing?
not
Oh.
pitching your tent.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Actually
No.
erecting a real tent.
Don't use that word either in front of
Why'd
her.
you use that terminology?
That was purposeful.
I'm sure.
Yeah, kids are dumb. So yeah,
There was one night I was
Yeah.
at a party and I partook in way too many substances and I'm like, oh shit! I woke up like, oh thank God! Oh my God! I was so stupid.
I will
Yeah.
tell you this though. Tonight, I thought I was going to be late because I was helping my daughter check out an apartment, and what drew me to the apartment more than anything is there's a bar 2 doors down.
Oh
So I'm
boy!
like,
Oh, yeah.
Ava, when you get this apartment, I'm going to be sleeping on your couch.
yeah. Yeah.
A decent bar?
Who's that guy on
it's a
your
total
couch?
dive.
Ah, it's just my dad.
It's a total dive, but it's fine. I'm fine with
He's
it.
here 5 nights a week.
Unless he's podcasting that week.
Yeah. He'll be gone by the time we wake up. Don't worry, you're fine.
That's funny. Yeah. So Herb, so you wanted to be 18. Oh, back to what I was going to say. So because I have a commercial driver's license, I think I'm only allowed to be .02 or .04,
Yeah.
even in my personal car.
That's not their business.
So that one sip of bourbon you have a month.
I could be in trouble.
That has nothing to do with your ability to drive a commercial vehicle.
I think it's just standard, like if it's just across the board,
I'll tell you this: my company will remain nameless. We all, well, I don't anymore, but they all have company cars, and you get a DUI, and even in your own vehicle, and they're going to pull you because you're driving their vehicle.
Yeah.
Your insurance liability.
Yep.
Fucked up.
Yeah. So
I mean,
Well, this got real fucking glum.
So the moral of the story, Herb, is you join a podcast where you can drink and walk home.
Yeah,
Perfect.
That's
Perfect.
the best thing about this podcast. It's proximity to my house.
The studio is close to where you live, and he lives, and he lives. And unfortunately, Dennis is the only one that has to drive so far.
That's why I don't drink a whole lot.
You know you
Otherwise,
do.
Being St. Patrick's Day, I would have brought some Irish whiskey and
Well, Sunday.
Slept right there.
Sunday.
Dennis has 2 water bottles right next to him. That's a classic.
This has been here for 6 weeks, so I don't know.
We're just waiting to see if anyone drinks it by accident or if anything grows in it.
No, but I've been very careful.
Well, this one has been here.
Yeah.
I just want to point out one more time before we wrap up that he said the best part of this podcast is the proximity to his house, not the people he does it with, not the subject.
It's a convenience
He
factor.
doesn't
I knew
even
what I
know
was
the
saying.
name of the podcast. So
I hope he knows the name of the podcast by now. Herb, what's the name of this podcast?
I'm not a fan. I participate.
Apparently,
we're all at home jacking up the numbers, listening to our own thing. And
No, you guys are using terms. I know you guys are using some of these terms on purpose.
we got to be careful with the jacking.
Do you listen to any of these after you've been on them?
I tried listening to one, then I was like, I couldn't stand the sound of my fucking voice. I'm like, I'll turn
The
this
sound
off.
of your voice is the best part of this podcast.
You know what? It takes you a couple episodes and then you get used to it.
Start with the Christmas music one. You'll be hooked forever.
Oh, Pogues. Shout out to the Pogues.
I went back and
Oh,
listened to that
yeah,
one
the
recently.
Pogues one.
Just cause.
Shout out to the
Yeah.
Pogues.
I will say the one where Sean was off of work and he pounded that 18-year Knob Creek. In 2
geez.
seconds, I listened to that multiple times.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Brendan's narrating it as it's going down the gullet. And you can visually see it, and I felt it too. But just to have him just like nonchalant, just like narrating, and there it goes. There's like $25 down his throat in less than 6 seconds.
Sean's still hung over from it.
I am. I'm like buzzed.
That's funny. All right. Well, Herb, thanks for being a good sport. And hopefully you'll allow us to do this every week to you.
This is fun. Yeah.
You a couple questions generated almost an hour.
Yeah. No,
So that was the whole purpose of this, is just to generate.
What'd your cousin have to fucking say?
You know what? I'm glad you brought him up. So I reached out to him and I said, hey, just want to let you know.
Sorry.
Yeah. So I pretty much said that, hey, listen, I hope you enjoy the episode. And then 6 hours later, he says, what the heck was that all about? I don't even know the guy. And then I said, I'm really sorry. And then I was like, well, I can always delete it. He goes, no. It was hysterical. It was really funny. It's all good. It's all fun. So that was funny. But I did get a couple people. He's like, or a couple other people like, wow, does he know your cousin? I said, nope, never met him a day in his life. So that was pretty funny. That's what we want out of you. That's why you're going to be
Staple.
Yeah.
hooking up this cameo here. Maybe after we end this, you'll
Yeah, no.
do a
fuck
little
that
promote.
guy.
Which
I don't
guy?
like to think about him, your cousin.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I think you said something about it being all in good fun.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Do you remember where he's from?
East Amherst is
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I can't
Like a
stand.
bowl with red.
And what'd you say? Fuck East Amherst?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I stand by that one.
Okay.
I love that he remembers where your cousin's from, but has no clue where he is right now.
All he's got to do is just walk south. No. that
Don't
would
tell
be-
me those directions.
Follow the
That's
North
kind of
Star.
southwest.
Just
kind
make
of
a left.
southwest.
Just
Let
make
me
a
pull
left.
out my fucking compass on the way home. No.
Hey, Herb.
Magnetic
Herb.
North.
Were you a Boy Scout growing up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it.
That's
I
what
knew
I
it.
think ruined me on compasses because
It's not that hard. I was an Eagle Scout. It's not that hard.
You were sick that week. They
compasses, I
taught you
would
how to
just,
use it.
They'd just be like, "Oh, go walk 50 feet, take 50 steps in the middle of the woods, and then figure out how to get back from your compass."
He's still
And then
lost.
The stupid ass compass, they would always break. I think.
You can't have it by the metal.
Yeah, I think I had I don't remember what I had, but I think I had something that must have been metal.
Your pocket
and
knife.
the compasses sucked.
Yeah.
The compasses that they gave you were garbage trash. They used to give you the worst compasses.
Garbage
and
trash.
They used to break in seconds.
Okay, so let's ask you the follow up here to the Boy Scout.
That's something that really grinds my gears now that I think about it.
All right, Sean's going to bed.
Gotta go to bed. Gotta work tomorrow. Bills Nation, stay strong. Herb, keep going, buddy. Burn the midnight oil.
All right, last
Good night, gentlemen.
last question. Herb, how good were your Pinewood Derby cars that you had to make?
Okay, so here we go.
All right, Sean,
I
Sean,
love Pinewood Derbies.
Okay, you bet on it?
I had a couple really good Pinewood Derby cars because I had an uncle growing up who had a good wood shop.
Okay.
And I would go to his house. He would like design my Pinewood Derby cars every year.
Okay, folks, you just heard it. Herb never built his own car.
Cheated.
I would watch him, didn't learn a thing about woodworking whatsoever. And he would do the best designs, and I would like watch him closely. I'd be like, "Oh, I know how to use woodworking materials," and I never did, but it was fucking cool as hell. And I would always finish in the top 5 to 10.
Top 5 to 10 out of 5 to 10.
Yeah,
Did you like load the front of your car with weights, like in
You hide the
Cool
quarters.
Runnings?
You
So
hide
they
the
would do
quarters
the
and shit.
weights. No, they would weigh them in
Like Yul
before
Brynner?
the actual tournament.
And then you
And
glue on
then
the
they would
quarters.
put the weights in there. So, like ours would always be pretty light, but not too light. And we'd used a bunch of different designs, and I never won, but I finished top 5.
Did you ever lubricate the axles?
Yeah, lubricated axles. How could you not?
Wait, are we talking about the tailgate again? Or?
You got to lube them up a little bit.
I remember doing those. I was in the Boy Scouts for a little while, and I remember making those suckers, hiding the quarters in them, or
I actually think I still have one at home.
greasing. I do not have mine.
I think I have one.
Herb, do you have any?
I have them at home. At my parents' house, I think they still
Mine were always horrible. Like it looked like somebody who didn't have a brain made it. It was terrible.
Nah, my father helped me, so they look great. But we never won. But I never did horrible either. But yeah.
I did pretty bad, but what are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had no help with mine. I'm pretty sure they just sucked. It was
You
whatever
guys
the
just
kit
do
was.
them on your own?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you
I
were
think
fucked.
I think
You
you're
shave them
supposed to
down
do
a
it
little
that
bit.
way.
You're supposed to,
I had
yeah.
a single mom.
Nah, my dad helped me.
Yeah, you need an adult to like really fix those things up.
Yeah,
and
my
sand
dad
them
did like the
down and
major
shit.
cuts or whatever, but I mean,
I remember in middle school making those in tech class or whatever they called it with CO2 cartridges, where it would it would puncture the CO2 and shoot it down the track.
Oh no, I don't. I just remember the Cub Scout one was just like
A ramp.
turn it and then
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, no, in tech we made them with the CO2. Now I'm much older than you guys.
You
I
are.
know,
You
I
are.
know. So
You
maybe,
said it, not
I'm
us.
surprised they had that technology back then.
You know, the funny part is I was just forgetting that I wanted to tell Dennis to go fuck himself.
Usually the cars were powered by your feet on the bottom.
Oh, you know, it's funny. I remember to tell Brian to go fuck himself.
Slide down the dinosaur, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I didn't know CO2 was even around back then. Yeah.
All right, you all go fuck yourself.
CO2 wasn't around.
That was like rocket ships, I think, back then.
Yeah.
fucking Herb.
Take my ball and go home.
Take your truck nuts and Herb.
You guys should get truck nuts.
You know what? When Sticker Mule sends me a thing for truck nuts, we get the official Zabil's truck nuts.
Hey, there you go.
You should
There you go.
have you should have tough nuts.
That I think was a brand for those.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's so stupid. Especially the ones that have the veins in them and shit, like real details. What the fuck?
So I was behind.
Real accurate one.
Yeah.
I was behind
Like it's the
somebody
guy's
that
molded.
had truck nuts, and then I was like, I never knew the concept behind it, and I'm like, wow. So people actually add nuts to their trucks.
Yeah, there's no aerodynamics or anything involved.
Yeah,
It's just-
there's no possible good reason for it, right?
It's just
No.
you wanted nuts on
Yeah.
your truck because
I
you're
don't-
such a man.
I don't
You
know.
want to show that you're done your truck as a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That could be it. Maybe that is it, Herb.
Do they have truck vaginas?
That's a great question.
See, that's a good idea.
I want one.
Because there are some women who drive trucks, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, this truck's, fucking chicks, or you drive
Sometimes you
trucks
see like
too."
princess or something.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Yeah, truck
Yeah.
tits.
Yeah, that's
There
great.
you go.
They
You
just
already
put 'em right
got
in the
headlights.
headlights. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
I just want to apologize for making your surface moist.
Does that word bother you?
Never,
talking about
never
vaginas,
apologize,
No, it
Mike.
would never
Never
bothered
apologize.
me. I know a lot of people that are bothered by that word.
Yeah, moist.
Yeah.
My wife hates moist
Couldn't- I
and
don't mind
girth. So I use them both all the time in a sentence, all the time.
Well, you need moisture, that's for sure.
Next time I see her walking the dog, I'll say, "Wow, he's put on some girth."
Yeah. It's moist outside, isn't it? She'll be like, I'm going to fucking kill him when I get home because she'll know it came from me.
Oh, that'll be funny. That'll be funny.
Absolutely.
That is funny. Herb, what words gross you out? Last question of the night.
I'm trying to think if there's any that do. I mean, Mayo, yeah.
Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's not many.
Wide right.
Yeah, well, they of course, yeah. That's
goal.
a trigger word for me, yeah. Huh?
No goal.
So
No goal.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Very
Those
la-
are good ones.
Very last question. How optimistic are you that Brandon Bean? Last week we talked about all the Bill stuff. How optimistic are you that he's really going to pull this ship around?
I always am optimistic about the Bills, and I don't know why. Because there's no reason. There's every move that we make, I'm always like, yeah, that's going to work out fine. And it never has in my entire life as being a Bills fan. It's never worked out where it's like, oh, that worked out great, and we just won the Super Bowl. That doesn't happen.
Well,
I don't know why I would ever be optimistic, but I'm always optimistic about the Bills.
If working out great, though, is defined by winning the Super Bowl, you're right. But look at Josh. You saw what Brendan Bean said a couple weeks ago at this point about trading up for Josh. He's like, either it's not going to work and I won't be here, or no one's going to care because it worked.
Yeah,
I saw that.
And that's where we're at, right?
Mm-hmm.
What has been the Bills' I guess it's subjective, but what has been the Bills' best free agent move that we can all remember?
I mean, are you talking recently or are you talking ever?
Anytime that you can think of.
Agent signing. Well, I can think of the two. I can think of the Poyer and Hyde signings.
Yeah.
That's
that probably
like the
works
most
out, yeah.
recent one that
The one that I remember the best is Mario Williams.
Well, I
for him.
thought that too.
Biggest splash, right? But did he didn't end up working out.
I mean, he was good for like 3 years.
I was at the Sabres game the night they signed him, and he was at the Sabres game, and they announced it, and he was there, and they showed him, and it was this big hurrah, and then nothing, you know. And I'll say, until Thanksgiving of 22, Vaughn came in and was gangbusters until he tore his ACL.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
I'll give you one I don't like or didn't like.
Von Miller.
No.
Oh.
And I don't know if there's a free agent or a trade, but Terrell Owens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And when Byron Brown's stupid ass gave him the key to the city before he even caught a fucking pass for the Buffalo Bills, I thought that guy was the biggest pansy ever, and it's stuck with me ever since.
My wife met him.
And then he
Byron Brown?
No, Terrell Owens. in Erie, PA, of all places. She met
really?
him. Yeah, she was down there on the waterfront,
Yeah.
and he was there. But she's a nice guy, but doesn't change that part. Yeah.
No, I just feel like this organization historically is just just like what ifs.
I think we've
That's being
done.
a Buffalo fan.
I was
It's tough.
I was thinking about during the drought years. I was even optimistic when we signed. Who were the two free agents? We spent $75 million in one day.
Oh, it was the lineman from
Langston
Washington.
Walker
Yeah.
was $25 million, and then somebody from Washington
Yeah, I
was like 7 for 7.
he was like a guard or something, right?
Yeah, DD were his initials. Fuck, I can't remember, but like
I
even then I was
don't remember
optimistic.
that.
And these are the drought years.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, you know, I think Bean's done very well for himself as a GM for the Bills.
I don't disagree. Yeah, I think he's done a lot, and in some cases, a lot with a little. You know, and he's proving that now. You know, I know that not everyone will agree with me, but I don't hate the release of Morse. I was surprised by it, but I don't hate it. I don't hate the release of Poyer. You know, my wife loves Poyer because she would tell you that he's hot, and that's why she loves him. He lost a step. He was slow last year.
You're right.
You know, he's great in the locker room. He's great for the team. He's a fierce competitor. Where did he sign today?
Right.
Or last
Good
week,
point.
whatever it was. But when did he? Where did he sign?
Nowhere.
That's my point.
Ding, ding, ding.
You know, and maybe by the time that we actually air this episode, maybe he signed somewhere, but I doubt it. You know, unless he goes somewhere on a veteran minimum
Yeah.
I love the guy. I do. I even said to my wife, I'm like, I don't understand why they don't play him at even like a linebacker position, especially with what happened to Milano, because he does not have the speed to be in the backfield anymore.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I agree. Like those cuts, that's what I was saying earlier about like Morris and Poyer and Tre'Davious White. Like they're big, a part of what the Bills have been for the last 4 or 5 years or whatever, or even longer. But they're old and they're making a lot of money, and their play isn't getting better.
And in the last 4 or 5 years, how many Super Bowls did we win?
Exactly.
Yeah, and you're not paying for what they've done; you're paying for what they will do. So
That's exactly right. Yep.
I mean, I was in the camp where I thought they would keep Tre'Davious. I thought they would keep Morris, and like as you take a few steps back and they made the moves, and it's like, that kind of makes sense after you think about it a little bit.
At the time that we're recording this, again, by the time we release it, who knows? But at the time that we're recording this, Micah hasn't made any kind of official announcement. Micah Hyde, he has not retired. He has not signed anywhere else. I wouldn't hate.
Is he a free agent?
He is.
So he's not on the roster.
He's nowhere right now.
Yeah.
I would not hate bringing him back on a minimum deal if he wants to play, if he wants to stay here, not as your go-to, though, not as your primary. Because, again, even I think he has lost a little bit of a step, but I still think he was, even with his neck issues, I still think he was more impactful for this team than Poyer was. And I like Poyer, but, so.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against it. Like, I'd ideally like to sign a guy who's younger, faster, stronger type guy, but I could see it.
I read today that Stephon Diggs is the oldest player on our offense.
30.
Yep. Isn't that crazy?
I just hope that all these moves are for nothing.
What do you mean?
Aren't for nothing.
Yeah,
Okay.
You said "are" for nothing.
I did.
I'm like, I'm confoozled. So
I just hope he's doing these things and we're going to get better.
yeah.
The Bills fan of me is like, I don't know. I don't know if we are.
Well, you know what? The beginning of last year, we were going to have a tough schedule, but we were going to do well. And then 12 weeks into the season, we were like, screw this season. We're done. And look where we ended up. So
Yeah.
I never count this team out.
Anything's possible, Josh.
I want to see the draft. Like what happens in
Yeah.
the draft? Like that's the big part of it.
We were really getting old. We've been getting old and expensive and into cap jail. And I don't think it's the end of the world if they kind of do a little bit of a reset. And like I said, I think Bean's strongest suit is day 3 draft picks. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we've had to cut those guys, and those guys have ended up being good players for other teams or being guys that just make the roster for other teams. And the last few years, those guys that we've felt good about we've had to make some tough cuts. So maybe now we keep those guys, and now they end up being good players for us that are cheap and at least good backups for us. I think that'd be a good outcome for a lot of our 5th, 6th, 7th round picks.
And Del Reed actually tweeted earlier, or whatever, X'd earlier today. It's now the Brandon Bean After Dark.
Oh, he took that from us.
Yeah.
How many times has he signed someone late in the night? You wake up to it.
Yeah. No, I keep expecting to see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still tweet on X?
I do.
I would
Because
think so.
I'll always tweet on X.
Yeah.
What is what's the new term for it? Are you Xing
I don't know.
on
That's
X?
what I'm asking.
I think they just say
Rexing
post.
on X.
Post.
No.
Post, share.
Oh, I was going to tweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one name that did not come up last week when we recorded, or this week, and maybe by the time this airs, someone will have signed him, but it's Chase Young. Chase Young is still sitting out there.
Yeah.
That's a good defensive end that's free agent.
I'm going to guess the Bills can't afford him.
I'm going to guess they can't either, but he's out there.
And Jadeveon Clowney.
Okay.
Isn't he a little bit older now, though?
Yeah.
Can he still?
But he
can
had
he
a
still
pretty
play?
good year last year. I think a guy like one of those guys could be a guy that you sign after June
Wasn't he-
1st.
Yeah, that's
Was
what I
he a
was gonna
number
say, yeah.
1
Yeah.
overall?
Clowney?
Yeah.
Yeah. For Houston.
Both of them, Chase. Well, Chase Young was what, 2 overall, 3
Yeah,
overall.
I think 2 to Washington.
Ohio
Yeah.
State.
Yeah.
audio or whatever clip that I saw one time that I'll never forget about Chase Young. It was Mike Tomlin. So Pittsburgh is playing whatever they are now, the football team, Washington, whatever. And Hot Mike caught him and Chase Young kind of, shooting the shit. And Tomlin said, I hope my team is never bad enough to be able to draft a guy like you. And that's a high compliment, right?
Yeah.
And now this guy's a free agent, but after day one, he's not signed anywhere.
Yeah.
Now, he did have a very rocky playoff with the 49ers.
Well, who was it talking shit about him that he takes a bunch of plays off and he doesn't play hard to the whistle? Was it you, Herb?
Probably, yeah. I mean, well, we all saw the one play. There was like a play that was going around on X.
Yeah.
And the Lions scored a touchdown, and he was dogging it on that play.
He really didn't show up until the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And even in the Super Bowl, he didn't quite do enough, but obviously they didn't win. But he didn't really show up in the playoffs until the Super Bowl.
But, I mean, shit, I'll take one of those types of guys as my fourth defensive end on our
For the
roster
right price.
after June 1st, like for a Leonard Floyd type contract,
Yes.
1 year,
Yes.
$7 million or whatever.
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Yep.
Okay. Well, with that said, boys, it's been a good time.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Absolutely.
And folks, please enjoy our first edition of Breakfast with Za Bills.
Hey, just real quick,
What?
it's 11:11. I love you all.
What does that mean? Make a wish?
That means I love you.
Aw.
Right back at you.
Just K
I
me,
thought that
Kyle,
was a
and move on.
Make-A-Wish thing.
Ooh, wow, that was loud.
So yeah, okay. I didn't know 11:11. I thought it was like make a wish kind of.
10-10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to my children, 11:11 is I love you.
That's nice.
So I love all of you. Let's go.
Isn't that what 143 used to mean in pager talk?
I think it still
Yeah,
does.
143.
Yeah. One meaning for no. What is it? 143. It
One
was-
is I, 4 is love, and 3 is you.
Or you can 210 them.
what?
210.
210.
Second letter of the alphabet. 10th letter of the alphabet.
B.
Can't count right now.
J.
Oh.
What's the 10th?
J.
J.
Oh, BJ.
Yeah.
Oh, that's only at, Herb's tailgates.
Hey, we are coming up on March 14th.
Oh, that's right. Steak and BJ Day.
Yep. Yep.
It's every
Oh,
day.
those
I mean,
ladies out there.
This might be released after, but still.
It's every day.
Happy
at my
Steak
house.
and BJ guys. Day to you guys.
Happy belated Steak and BJ
Are
Day.
you guys ignoring me?
What'd you say?
It's every day in my house.
Oh,
That's
ribeyes or
that's never in
flanks?
my house.
Someone just has to tell Kelly about it. But
that's funny. All right. See ya.
Go Bills.
go Bills.
Bills.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Za Bills Podcast is a presentation of Kmart Productions, sponsored by MJB Electric and Dudza Chiropractic. Thank you for listening, and if you haven't, please follow, rate, review the show. It helps with the algorithm. Za Bills is executively produced by me, Kyle. Executive sound engineering by yours truly, also me. Fundraising, also by Kyle. All artwork executively produced by Avery and Mark Rochon. What the heck is this? All music and lighting executively produced by Kyle. That's more like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. Please drive carefully, arrive home safely. Good night. Yeah, baby. Yeah.